$5,000, and secondarily, authorize an expense in the amount of $95,100 for closing costs related to this bond issuance. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. And there are two recommendations in discussion with the city attorney. Those are two separate motions. Commissioner Bauer.
So moved that the commission approve a bond authorizing resolution for 2015 capital improvement bonds, limited tax general obligation in the amount of $2,285,000.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Mayor Baspas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Lynn? Oh, sorry. Commissioner Stefanski?
Yes.
Commissioner Torty?
yes,
Motion carried. Thank you. Commissioner Bauer.
I also move that the commission authorize an expense in the amount of $95,100 for closing costs related to this bond issuance.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Stefanski?
Yes.
Commissioner Torty?
yes,
Mayor Baspas?
Yes. Motion carried. Thank you.
Item D under the city manager's report would provide for the approval of a resolution authorizing 2015 downtown development refunding bonds. Since the original issuance of the DDA bonds for the construction of the Osborne Boulevard parking structure, which closed on April 27, 2005, interest rates have decreased so that the refunding of these bonds would substantially benefit the city. As commissioners are aware, city staff has been working with its financial advisors at Robert W. Baird & Company to refund these bonds, which have a call date of May 1, 2015. As of the 2005 closing, the true interest cost was approximately 4.27%, and the city is currently anticipating the all-in true interest cost to be approximately 3% following refunding. The bond repayment schedule would provide for these bonds to be fully repaid in November of 2026. Importantly, the present value of savings is projected to be $364,209 over the remaining life of the bond, a cash savings averaging around $35,800 per year. Additionally, closing costs related to this issuance are expected to be $143,018. As the Commission is also aware, discussions with War Memorial Hospital regarding modifications to the lease for future operations of the deck are ongoing. This refunding is not contingent on the outcome of those discussions. The city's bond counsel, Mr. Pat McGow of Miller Canfield, has reviewed the proposed financing and prepared the attached resolution authorizing 2015 DDA refunding bonds. Importantly, the Downtown Development Authority has passed a resolution in support of this refunding effort. Accordingly, it is my recommendation that the City Commission first approve the resolution to authorize the 2015 DDA refunding bonds in the amount of $4,950,000 and secondarily authorize the expense of $143,100 in closing costs related to this refunding activity. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Gary. Those are
Make a motion.
two separate motions, too.
Make a motion to approve the resolution to authorize 2015 downtown development refunding bonds in the amount of $4,950,000.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Are there any questions? Roll call, please.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Stefanski?
Yes.
Commissioner Torty?
yes,
Mayor Baspas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. And Commissioner,
I'm sorry.
I make a motion to authorize the expense of $143,100 in closing costs related to this bond refunding.
Support.
It's been moved, supported. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Stefanski?
Yes.
Commissioner Torty?
yes,
Mayor Baspas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you.
Item E under the City Manager's report would provide for the approval of a collective bargaining agreement between the City of Sault Ste. Marie and the Firefighters Bargaining Unit. As Commissioners are aware, City Administration and the Firefighters Bargaining Unit have successfully negotiated an agreement between both parties with an effective date of July 1st, 2014 and an expiration date of June 30th, 2017. Significant changes include a 1.75% wage increase to become effective July 1st, 2014 on a retroactive basis, as well as a 1.75% wage increase to become effective on July 1st, 2015, and another 1.75% wage increase that would become effective on July 1st, 2016. as well as the inclusion of language that reflects the healthcare expenditure thresholds established by the City Commission in late 2014. In addition, another change would be an adjustment to the promotion language contained within Section 4.5 of the agreement that now requires candidates to qualify for a lieutenant position by having 10 years of consecutive employment with the fire department. As well, another change would be the inclusion of language in Section 4.10 of the agreement that provides superseniority to lieutenants when they compete for benefits with other employees. Additionally changed would be an adjustment to vacation time provided to employees of the bargaining unit who have completed more than 25 years of continuous service, regardless of the date of their hire. Additionally, it would modify the agreement so that clarifying language would be added to Section 6.4 regarding the definition of a worked holiday. Additionally, increase the general food allowance provided to each bargaining unit member from $1,900 to $2,000 per annum. Additionally, include a boot allowance in the amount of $150 per year for each bargaining unit member, and additionally increase the pager pay provided under Section 10.2 of the agreement from $55 to $60 per 24-hour period. In addition to these aforementioned changes to the established agreement between both parties, adjustments were also made to the 2 letters of agreement that affect relations between both parties. These proposed letters of agreement have been included and provide for an increase in the transfer pager pay from $100 to $150 per on-call period, as well as an increase in the meal allowance paid to bargaining unit members who participate in a patient ambulance transfer from $30 to $35 per occurrence. The administration would like to express its appreciation to the members of this bargaining unit and to all of the employees of the city for their continued professionalism and service. Accordingly, it is my recommendation that the City Commission approve both the collective bargaining agreement and letters of agreement negotiated between the administration and the firefighters bargaining unit as presented and as negotiated by both parties. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Commissioner Twardy.
I move that the City Commission approve both the collective bargaining agreement and the letters of agreement negotiated between the City of Sault Ste. Marie and the firefighters bargaining unit as presented and as negotiated by both parties.
Support.
Okay, it's been moved, supported. Are there any questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Commissioner Twardy?
Yes.
Mayor Bospas?
Yes.
Commissioner Bauer?
Yes.
Commissioner Gary?
Yes.
Commissioner Stefanski?
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 7, matters presented by the public. Is there anyone in the audience like to make a comment at this time? Okay, hearing none, we'll go on to item number 8, matters presented by the City Commission. I do have one item this time of the year, March 25th specifically, is the opening of the locks for the first ship to come through. And we remember last year they opened and it was like 10 days before the ship finally got there with the amount of ice in the lakes. Hopefully this year it is not anywhere near as bad as that. And so with that, I think our city manager Oliver has some information on the Convention and Visitors Bureau website.
Thank you, Mayor. The Convention and Visitors Bureau website does outline the opening of the Soo Locks on Wednesday, March 25th, and also highlights that the Soo Locks Visitor Center will be open between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. Again, that's Wednesday, March 25th. Between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m., the Soo Locks Visitor Center will be open. The intent is to welcome the first ship through the locks. However, the time is not known for the first ship as to when it will be through.
Okay, thank you. And that is normally the Chamber of Commerce, and I think the Convention and Visitors Bureau does keep the city informed on just where the ship happens to be in the waterways. So we won't know until that day and normally a couple hours before. But some of us are at the Michigan Municipal League Convention in Lansing, so that we would ask the commissioners and I think some of the department heads and then the rest of the entourage from the Chamber and the Convention and Visitors Bureau and the Soo Locks Visitor Center to hopefully welcome that ship on the 25th. If it's not the 25th, then we may be back to do our duty when it does get here. But hopefully, the Coast Guard I know is working hard. We see them in the harbor breaking ice since Sunday. So, anyone else? Commissioner Twardy.
Thank you. Just a quick thing. I just wanted to announce that this is Zeke Week up at Lake Superior State this week. For those of you that don't know who Zeke is, Zeke Dutcher died a few years ago, unfortunately, from childhood cancer. And his parents have negotiated with Lake Superior State University, so rather than it being Greek Week, which I thought it was kind of cute that they did it Zeke Week. So they're raising money to just raise awareness about childhood cancer. There's not a lot of money that is spent not only on research, but just not on raising awareness for childhood cancer. So you can go on to Kim and Jim Dutcher, their Facebook page, or you can go on to Zeke's website, who is Zeke Dutcher, Touched by Zeke, and find out about all the fun festivities. We, as citizens of Sault Ste. Marie, cannot participate, but we can go and we can donate. So we're just supposed to be watching the students of Lake Superior State interact. So it should be
great.
kind of fun, lots of fun stuff.
Anyone else? I'm going to, and he doesn't know he's going to come up here, and I'm going to ask him to, but Jay Gage is in the audience, but this past week, the city manager and I had a chance to go up to a TEDx conference, and Josh, I think, was there also, Billington, and Jay, could you, and it's something that I've never heard of until we got the invite, and these are exciting, and I think if you can explain, because I think you were in charge of
No
bringing
problem.
that.
It's kind of hard to explain what a TED conference is, so for the members of the commission, raise your hand if you know what TED is. Okay, so it stands for Technology, Education, Design, I think, and they're basically small 7 to 8 minute, sometimes up to 13-minute talks that are about ideas worth spreading. And it could be anything from research in biodiversity, or it could be something in leadership, or it could be anything, everything. It's ideas worth spreading. And it's a global event. They've had them all over the world. They've had them in the Houses of Parliament. They've had them in New York City and Washington, D.C. And we were lucky enough to be one of the only 2 TED conferences in the Upper Peninsula. The other one is TEDx Marquette. It's not even TEDx NMU, so we got that as LSSU, so take that,
Right.
Wildcats. Most big universities like Michigan State University and U of M, they have those TED conferences, but it's very uncommon to have a school our size, this small, have a TED conference. And so I was very happy to have the mayor, city manager, Linda Hoth, and Josh Billington come as our VIP guests. We invited Sioux Ontario Mayor Christian Provenzano, but he wasn't able to make it. It's going to be a yearly thing, so next year we're going to hope to expand it. We were going to invite all the members of the commission, but there's a limit. The first year you have it, you can only invite 100 guests as a part of the licensing agreement. So we had a very cramped little audience. But for those who were in attendance, the talks were fantastic. A couple of the notable folks is a Sault Ste. Marie resident, or I think he was a Sault High student, I think, Trace Hill, spoke about the connection between geometry and philosophy. And if that sounds crazy to comprehend, he did a fantastic job of talking about if you get down to the root cause of what creates mathematical theory, it's the same thing that creates philosophical theory. Another one is Livingston Garland, who was a recent new hire over at Sault High, and he's a fantastic guy. We had also our president, Tom Pleger, speak about the public good versus the private good of higher education. So it was a fantastic conference.
And the benefit of that, now that we've had a TEDx conference, those individual talks can be seen.
Yeah, so what happens is they record each talk, and then they produce them, they edit them and stuff like that. And then TED, the blanket TED, the big global TED, picks 3 of those talks that they're going to put on their global website. So all around the world, people are going to see talks that were presented here at Little Tiny LSSU, which is fantastic. And so in years to come, we're going to have more talks. I'm excited. I was pretty bummed. I've been watching TED Talks since I was in high school. I wanted to do one, but at the time when they were doing proposals, I was graduating, getting married, and getting the job up at LSSU. So I had 0 time to even try and put together a TED conference talk. So I was really bummed, but thankfully we're going to have one next year, and we'll be able to do stuff.
Great. No, thank you very much for that.
One other thing, if I can really quick, thanks. I was going to come up during public comment, but I want to thank those commissioners and the mayor and city manager for coming up this last week for our Town Gown Community Forum. The president wanted to make sure that I expressed my thanks that we had so many city staff there. I think it was a fantastic event, and I'm really excited about the momentum of moving Town Gown relations forward here. So just as a side note, I didn't
No, thank
say
you.
it, so.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? Commissioner Bauer.
Just on the heels of that, you see, Tom Pleger knows now that the way to get city staff and commissioners to attend is to serve very excellent food.
that-
Yeah.
The better the food, the more chance you're going to get us there.
That was, You want to mention something about that? That was exciting and exceptional.
Yeah, it was, what,
Spain,
It was
one of 10.
Yeah, Spain, but I was trying to
one
remember
of-
the name of
through
the
Sodexo.
Sodexo, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Right, and brought a chef from Spain, and he had been to a couple of different places in the United States, and been here for a little while, but he was on his way out. I actually had a chance to have a nice long talk with him before he left, because he came into the brewery, and so we had a nice get together, and he really enjoyed himself, and as I know, we all enjoyed his cooking.
Yes, first
so-
time in the UP, and I think the state of Michigan, and it was excellent food.
Yep.
And the students received food the next day from him, and he prepared for them, the student population, so great experience.
I made sure we got them to taste the soups. We brought them to soup room.
Okay, excellent. Okay, excellent. Commissioner Bauer, like to
So
adjourn
we're
the
done,
meeting?
yeah.
I think we're done.
Yes, Mayor, I would respectfully request that we vote on adjourning this meeting.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Okay, cool. Fantastic. We appreciate it. Thank you.